This Friday marks 3 weeks since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, which allowed trigger laws and other abortion bans to go into effect across the country. The dark orange states on this map have already banned abortions, and the light orange states have pending litigation or a plan to follow suit. And yes, the world is watching. The European Union Parliament even voted to condemn the Supreme Court's ruling, while also demanding that abortion rights be enshrined in the EU's Fundamental Rights Charter. But there's one European in particular who I want you to meet today. Her name is Dr. Rebecca Gompertz. She's a Dutch physician and an activist who has dedicated her life to ensuring that abortion access is truly available for everyone, no matter where they live and no matter what laws are in place. She's been working on this massive effort for more than 2 decades. An organization she founded provided abortions on ships in international waters near countries where abortion isn't legal. She figured out a way to deliver pills across borders using drones and robots. In 2018, she founded an organization called Aid Access to help women in the United States by shipping abortion pills to Americans from abroad. Vox writes that the organization plays a unique role in the U.S. reproductive rights ecosystem by successfully exploiting legal loopholes that make it easier for an overseas doctor to care for American patients in restrictive states. And as you could probably guess, her services have become even more relevant after Roe v. Wade was overturned. She told NBC News that Aid Access has been receiving 4,000 requests a day since Roe v. Wade was overturned, up from 600 to 700 a day previously. And Dr. Gompertz says she is not going anywhere. In fact, they're expanding their capacity to help with all of the requests that they're getting. Joining me now is that physician, Dr. Rebecca Gompertz. Doctor, thank you so much for being here. As we noted, you started Aid Access in 2018 to help people in the United States get access to affordable and accessible abortion services. How did you anticipate this need? I mean, I would argue you actually saw the writing on the wall before a lot of other people did when it comes to abortion access in the United States.
So the service that I started in 2018, it's actually a worldwide service, but it also included the possibility to help women in the United States. And this is because we already started getting a lot of requests from women in the US through another service called Women on Web. And the obstacles to access abortion care were already very big before the decision of the Supreme Court. Usually it was mostly cost, that many women are living on the threshold of poverty and could not afford the expenses of clinics if they didn't get Medicaid, which is normally around $600. But also people that had to travel to other states because many places there were only very few abortion clinics open. So there was already a huge, desperate need for access to affordable abortion care that people could do at home. But also, for example, women living in situations where there was domestic violence or where they were living under control that couldn't travel, or if they had children and they couldn't take days off because it's very hard. I mean, the situation in the US is very different from in Europe, where people here could take a day off if they needed medical care. And for many women in the US, that's very problematic.
Let's talk about the logistics, doctor, about how this works. If you're a pregnant person in need of abortion pills in the first trimester, what is the process by which somebody goes about contacting your organization and being able to secure the medication that she needs?
So if somebody needs an abortion, they can go to the website, www.aidaccess.org, and then they can fill in an online questionnaire where we're basically asking all the questions that you would normally ask when a patient is sitting in front of you to make sure that they are eligible for the treatment. Depending on where you live, in which state, you will either get referred to a US-based doctor in that state or to me. If it's a US-based doctor, which is in around 20 states, they will provide the prescription for you, and it will be filled by a US-based online pharmacy. If you refer to me, then I will write the prescription for you, and this will be filled by a pharmacy based in India, who will then mail the pills to your home address. It takes a little bit longer than the US-based pharmacy. It's between 1 and 3 weeks. We will ask people that need help an ID, or if they don't have an ID, a picture or something that we know that is actually intended for them. And also we ask them if they can afford to pay. The US providers will ask for $150 US. I'm asking for $95, but people that don't have money, we will always find a solution. Either it's a sliding scale, lowering cost, or anything that's necessary, because we feel very strongly this is a social justice project, that everybody that needs help can get access to such an urgent, time-sensitive medical need.
So, Doctor, how has it been that you've been able to ensure that there's always some type of legal loophole to skirt through to ensure that all pregnant people can have access to a safe and legal abortion across the world?
So the tactics that the work that I've been doing for over 20 years is where we're looking at what are the different laws in the different countries and how can we set up services in order to help women access safe abortions, or a human right, basically, an essential medical need. And this has been used by it's actually used a lot by for-profit companies when they want to evade taxes, for example, or don't want to pay taxes, or they want to use different regulations in different countries. So it's not a new concept. We are just using it to make sure that women have access to a human right.
Dr. Rebecca Gompertz, I know that you started Aid Access in 2018, but it clearly has an incredible amount of profound and very critical relevance now. We thank you for taking the time to come on the show today to explain what is going on with your organization, and we look forward to having you back to tell us how you've been able to navigate this new post-Roe world. But thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for your invitation.